On today's app, I've hooked up with women before.
Yeah.
And
but like as a joke.
No, I've been like to hook up with a woman before.
Oh.
Like I didn't hook up with I didn't hook up, bleep the name.
Yeah. Yeah, you sound a little bi.
No, but I wouldn't.
I've like
attracts to women.
Yeah, I wouldn't label myself as bi.
All body, no blanks, no blanks. All body, no blanks, no blanks. All body, no blanks, no blanks, no blanks, no blanks, no blanks, no blanks.
Sunset Boulevard. That's a really good impression. Have you seen the commercials?
Yes, when she's covered in blood at the end, they're like Broadway's most thought about show.
Yeah, when you're watching any live cable and they do the ad for
So
it. Sunset Boulevard.
I'm only
pretty
seeing
good.
that in taxis.
And do you
And
recognize
live
it
from Emily.
as a pretty good impression?
Yes, I did. Hi,
Cool mustard yellow shoes, girl. Always
Thanks,
bringing
sister.
something crazy back. Where's the mushroom earrings?
I thought about the mushroom earrings this morning, and I thought when I was getting dressed, I was like, this outfit needs some vegetables in my ear.
Yeah.
But I went against it.
But so what's on your sock? Soy sauce?
Wine
And beer.
and beer.
We have to address the elephant in the room, which is the husband in the room.
That's not nice to call your husband an elephant.
I'm not calling him an elephant, girl.
Hi, sweetie.
It's an idiom. John's laying on the couch. So while we record this, just so you know, so if we're ever directing anything to him,
You'll know.
he's right there.
Sweetie's
My
on.
man.
Sweetie's on the app.
And Stella's with mommy.
On today's app with.
Today's episode, Sweetie. Okay, we
Let's-
saw Sunset Boulevard.
I would have never guessed from that song.
Girl.
Okay. There she is.
Everybody has been asking me if I've seen it because of Nicole Scherzinger.
Right.
Who, you know, when I was 15?
No,
I was
tell
on
me
the
the whole
X Factor.
story. I know it about like 4 million times.
Yeah,
in
totally.
fact.
And you're going to see it again.
I can't wait to see it again.
Everybody's been asking me if I've seen it, and I've been wanting to see. Nothing's been stopping me except myself.
Right.
And there was a friend of mine who works in PR was like,
Another friend of yours works in PR.
yeah, popular job, girl. How about you? You're friends with freaking
Who, Emily?
other comedians.
I am not.
But I'm your number one.
You're my number one. And I love you, ass.
I love you, ass. So my friend works in PR, and she was like, I can get you tickets. Like last minute, I can get you tickets. Amazing seats. We were like on the flow. And such amazing seats that I'm pretty sure Nicole and I made eye contact, elongated eye contact.
Did it
at
make
one
you
point.
feel
And I'm
like you were locking eyes with a bully?
Girl, quoting my show.
Oh my God, I have a Charlie horse.
Oh no. Get that out, girl.
When I talk
Make
about
it a Charlie pony.
Oh, nice. Pink Pony Club.
On what have you done? You're a Charlie pony.
I feel
You're in
like-
the arch of my foot, oh mama. I didn't even have a voice lesson today. It's just flowing out of me like the river Seine.
You sound so much less sick.
Thank God, right?
I literally got pneumonia listening to the last episode.
And there's 2 episodes in a row where I'm sick.
Oh my God.
Because we were
My God.
stacking them up. So I saw Sunset.
You made eye
Were you about
contact.
to change the fucking subject?
No.
Okay. I saw Sunset Boulevard, and I have to say, you guys, Nicole Scherzinger was absolutely magnificent. I was
Really?
like, yeah, the first 5 minutes, I was sitting there going like, I was like, who am I performing this for? Like, I was sitting there like, bitch.
Yeah.
Like, because I thought,
Yeah, she's a bitch.
no, like from my show, it's like, and it was kind of surreal in the sense of like,
You're
beyond,
watching her.
I'm watching her and live and beyond the beyond what happened to me actually in real time when I was 15, I was on the X Factor. Beyond that, I've been doing this show so much and been looking at her every night when I do the show,
Right.
and she's like in my show.
Yeah.
So like I have in my show, I have spent so much time
Spanish
with her.
flu.
Spanish flu. I've spent so much time
Right.
with her, like when it happened and in telling my story.
I would even feel that way.
Yeah, so there was like definitely a sense of surrealism looking at her like skin.
Like she exists.
Like she exists,
Don't
she's
worry.
real, she's a real person. So that like definitely the first 5 minutes I was like, this is crazy. And I had such I'm looking over down at my body right now from the past and the future and the present.
Whoa.
And then about 10 minutes in, I couldn't even think about that anymore because I was so distracted by how magnificent she was. Like I was expecting her to be great. She like blew me away so much so that I was like, we were talking about it the whole way home, which like I guess you do when you see anything. But
Yeah.
next morning
Anything
talking about
good.
it, told my vocal coach all about it.
Can I ask a few questions?
Totally.
Were there any nods to her like pussycat doll phase? Like,
Yeah, there's
could
a
you-
couple of those like New Jersey like meta jokes in the way of like, I'm a famous celebrity and I'm the only reason people came.
Totally.
Like, because in the story she's that, and obviously she's the name on the bill of the
right,
actual show.
because she's Nicole Scherzinger from the Pussycat Dolls.
Yeah, she does when she comes out, her big entrance, which kills. And here I was thinking like, oh my God, maybe she'll know me. Meanwhile, she comes out and just flips her hair like this, and the room like, gives her a standing O, and I'm like, oh, I'm a speck of dust.
Right.
She's Nicole Scherzinger.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
you
she held notes and like
She was amazing.
she was sobbing a couple times, like and singing through the sobs. I was like, Lord,
She's an actress.
if I can ever do that. Yeah, it was amazing.
Do you find, and this might come off kind of disrespectful,
Totally.
but we don't care on this episode.
No.
Do you think that when artists go to Broadway, it's kind of like they're like have nothing else to do, so they're going to Broadway? Or is it a real...
You are out of your mind.
No,
saying
I don't
that.
know the answer. Like, because you know how some people are like, and now she wrote a memoir.
No, in my mind,
I
I'm
mean,
like,
Emily, I'm not trying to offend you. I'm asking you a question. God damn.
I would say when people get to Broadway, they go, and finally I've made it to Broadway.
Really? So Nick Jonas.
Right?
Yeah, it's both.
Yeah, it just depends on what you want. Like Nicole in her Tonys, she won Tony Award winner Nicole Scherzinger.
As of last night.
As of last night, for us, for y'all, long
As of
time
2 weeks
ago.
ago.
She, nice. She,
I like
in
couldn't
her
remember.
speech was like, I'm home. So for her, it's like,
she's home.
all I've ever wanted was to be on the stage on
Right.
Broadway. Finally, you're seeing the real me. And I'm like, could have used the real you 15 years ago.
I feel like nicer people go to Broadway than judge the X Factor. Like if she was always on Broadway, she would have been kinder to you.
Maybe.
That's what I think.
I also,
it's just my opinion.
people always ask me this. People like who see the special, they're like, F Nicole, or like, are you so mad at her? Like, don't see something, whatever.
Yeah.
And I'm like, genuinely no.
Right,
Like,
but you call her a cunt in your special.
yeah,
so
it's a joke. It's a comedy show. Yeah.
Exactly.
Right. but so I get why people say that.
Right.
And I'm not blaming them for asking that. But my response to it is like, she was just as much like a cog in the machine of early
Right.
days babes, reality television as I was.
Early days.
Like she, and I don't think I talked about this on here,
What?
actually. I talked about it on another podcast.
what?
Yeah, I go on other podcasts sometimes, y'all.
And I'm still waiting for someone to ask me.
Yeah, what would you say if you went alone on a podcast?
That would be unbelievably boring.
No, girl,
No.
wash your face. You ever read that book?
No.
Girl, you are so much worth more than that. You're not you're the least boring
No,
person
to be
I know.
honest-
Whenever I see you, there's always breaking news.
Right, I'm not boring. That's for sure. That's not the right thing to say. But
Most
what-
other people I see, when I see them, we start with a sigh, like, hey,
Yeah.
not you. You come in guns
Woo!
a-blazing.
I do have updates often,
Yeah, you always have updates.
but I don't think that anyone, strangers that are not like part of us
Would
or
give a
this
hoot.
would be like, okay, you're just a girl. After all, I'm just a girl. Em.
No, you're more than
you
that.
forget that I'm just a girl at the end of the day.
Yeah. Yeah, that is kind of your whole brand, is you're just a girl.
Right.
So I went on this other podcast, Boys Club, Nico Carney's podcast, and Carter
Oh, I
Janda.
love Nico Carney.
Yeah.
Nico Carney opened for our first
our
live
first
show.
live show, that's
so I
right.
feel very, very, that was a special person to
Yeah,
me.
and I don't know if you know Connor. He did the Red Room a couple times, but he's the co-host, Connor Janda. He's super funny.
Okay.
They're both great. I did their podcast, and I told them how I met Nicole at an after party.
Right.
And this was like 6 months ago, and I saw her at this after party, and I was in the bathroom. She performed a song, and I was in the bathroom, and I heard stuff going on. I was like, "What's going on?" I come out. John, his family were there, and they were like, Nicole Scherzinger just performed," and then his mom, my mother-in-law, was like, "You have to go up to her,
Yes.
and you have to say to her, like, you rejected me, and I forgive you." And I was like,
That's like crazy.
why? I mean, I guess
It's crazy.
so.
Like it's crazy.
It's crazy, but I love, like, she is so, his mom is so amazingly supportive and
like that's
she's like, you go up to her and you like she,
I
you know,
love that energy. It's
I do
totally
too.
insane.
It's amazing. But I did. I went up to Nicole and I was like, you totally don't remember this. I was in Awesome. No? Okay. I was
Great.
I was like
intensity.
I think I did bring up intensity.
Still no?
No, I think she may. Honestly, I was drunk, but what I do remember, and Ben was there too, and he had me record.
I remember
spoken
that's very cute.
Voice memo, so I'd remember everything, which I could pull up. But y'all don't get the uncut version. I'm sorry, I love y'all, but y'all just don't get the uncut version. You're gonna have to pay for that, okay?
Oh my God, put that
and
on.
we don't
what's
have a
it called?
tier, Patreon. We don't have paid tiers yet. We'll get there.
Yeah, maybe.
I said to her, I was on the X Factor when I was a teenager. You rejected me. You said no. And it was this whole thing. And I have a show about it now where I talk about it because it was such a formative experience for me.
Right.
And people always ask me if I am mad at you, but I want you to know that I forgive you.
That's cool as fuck. And what'd she say? Okay.
She started off with like, destiny brought us to this moment. It turned into a very sweet interaction where we both actually got choked up, and it was very sweet. Why are you laughing?
I like watching.
Oh, you like watching me be me on the mic?
And me too, kind of.
And he was there. He saw me right after it. I was telling her, I was like, it's crazy. I don't blame you at all. Like, you were just part of this thing and you were so much younger. We didn't know.
Right.
And she was like, I didn't know. And she remembered Rachel Crow because that was
who wouldn't?
Yeah, because that was right. Because that was a big deal at the time, what happened to her. And we talked for like 15 minutes and it was therapeutic and very sweet. She was so genuinely sweet to me and kind. And it, she could have shooed me away immediately.
Right.
You know, we're at this party. I'm a random girl, according to her, coming up to her. Like, why does she have to give me the time of day? But she really talked to me. We talked for like 15 minutes. And I really, I think in the back of my mind, I always expected that if I ever met her, it would be super cathartic and like redeeming.
Yeah.
And it was great and a core memory for sure. But like, it was not
Like it was just a
cathartic.
conversation. Yeah.
And I realized like, all of the catharsis was in doing the show and
That's
getting
the whole
over
thing.
it myself.
Yeah.
And I think I just always in the back of my head was like, and then one day I'll show her. And I was
Right.
like, actually,
it's nice that you
the
guys
whole
could
point of the
meet-
show is that like,
meet in the middle.
I don't blame you. Yeah.
Yeah. Do you, two things.
so that was
One,
cool.
did she perform a Sunset Boulevard song or a Nicole Scherzinger song?
What did she
Scherzinger
perform? He saw it, not me. You saw her perform, right? Oh.
Okay.
I don't know what she performed. And you know what?
Don't care.
We never will.
The next thing is, did she say anything like, I'd love to see your show or anything?
No.
Because that would be cool.
Yeah, it's funny because if I'm her, right? And this girl's like, I have this like comedy show about you.
Right.
If you ever hear about it, I just want you to know, she's probably like, that's sweet.
Yeah, that's cute
Bye.
for you.
Never see you again vibes. But she was as kind as she could have been in that moment to me. And
Beautiful.
I realized I never shared that anecdote on here, but it's a pretty
It's a huge one. And it's really good, fun insider baseball for those who have seen the show.
Yeah. So anyway, it was really special, and I can't believe it took me this long to share it with our listeners.
I know, because this feels like a really safe space for them.
Well, I think I was going to talk about it right after it happened, but I had not put out the special yet, and I said to you, I was like, let's save it so I can talk about it after it comes out.
Yeah,
And
you
here
were
we
going
are.
to tell me something before we started recording. You're like, I can't.
Yes, girl, Sunset Boulevard. I have so much to tell you,
Oh
but
my
I will start.
God.
You asked me about pickleball.
Yeah, I'm ready to play.
You remember?
Yeah, I
also,
remember that.
by
was-
the way, you don't know this, but I do because I'm always editing these. For some reason, we are like a parallelogram. I am always leaning back and you are always leaning forward.
That sounds like a lot about us.
I know. I'm always like, it's always like,
I'm like,
you're coming out.
Emily!
Yeah, you're always like this.
I know.
And I'm always just sitting back here like a dude. Yeah.
Yeah.
We just,
Forward and you went back.
Yeah. We yin and yang. We ebb and flow. We are best friends.
It would be cool if we were a trapezoid if we both leaned in.
We should balance our foreheads together.
Or it could be an upside down trapezoid.
Wait, do you want to know something? Do you want to know something?
Sure,
Okay,
girl.
really quick, I want to tell you.
Okay.
I noticed something about what? Help! I noticed something about my body language.
Okay.
And you know how you can like tell a lot about someone in their body language, or like also when you go on an interview, if you if you mirror the body language of the person you're interviewing, that's like said to be like really good to do.
Power move.
Yeah, it's a power move. Like if you were like put your arm down, I'd like put my arm down, but casually,
And slightly different.
and slightly different. Be casual. Be cool. Always be cool. Be nonchalant.
Tant.
But here's the thing.
Oh my God. I didn't mean to do that. I was listening to you and I just repeated what you said. I think we were talking about mirroring. Continue. Taunt.
You said taunt.
I said taunt. Continue. And you said nonchalant.
Taunt.
And I think I was intending to go nonchalant. And I just backed away, but I had already started in my head, so I taunt. Anyway,
Wait,
so what about your body language,
Anyway,
girl?
I noticed on my first date back into the dating world,
Totally.
that I started my date like really far apart, and I noticed at the end of the date I was like slumped over, like literally like trying to crawl into his lap.
Yeah, that's great.
That's what I'm doing essentially to you.
Yeah.
I just want to be on your lap.
You know, body language is something I forget about, but then once I pay attention to it, I'm like, oh, it's
Yeah.
so telling of someone's energy. Like if
Do you
someone's
think you're
hunched.
moving back away from me because I'm like too close to you?
No, I think I'm like a
Comfortable?
tomboy. So I'm like,
You're like, yeah,
I saw
whatever.
Nicole at a party.
Yeah, and I'm like, ooh.
Yeah, and you're always leaning in for the tea.
Yeah.
Speaking of,
Pickleball.
you asked me about pickleball. I
joined a
no,
league.
almost.
Don't do it without me.
I would never, and that's why we're talking about it right now.
Okay.
I saw there's like a court near me, like not a pickleball court. There's like a recreational court-like area.
Yeah,
near
that's
me.
exactly what it is.
Yeah,
You can
it's
say
not
co-
like
say it with confidence.
a pickleball court.
Okay.
It's like they've got basketball hoops. It's like a court, a sports court, a sport, court,
A sport.
a court.
A slurp.
Near me, and I was walking
Taunt.
by, and I'm seeing Sunset Boulevard.
All
I'm
right.
seeing all these people on the court playing pickleball, and there's
Yeah.
like 8 games going on, and it looks like they're getting set up.
Yeah.
And I go, there's
Hey.
usually some other stuff on this, like clearly what's going on.
Yeah.
And I noticed there's a big flag on the wall with a QR code, and it says Conquer. And I go, what is Conquer? And Stella's yanking me. I want to go home.
You're
I
like-
have her on my elbow, and I'm trying to
Yeah.
zoom in 3 times on the QR code. I click it. Apparently, I haven't tried it yet, but I kind of want to try it with you. I don't want to try it alone.
With you.
It's with you. It's kind of like a app, you would say, that you like make an account on Zap.
Yeah. So far, this
And-
feels right.
And it's basically like spot pickleball. Like there's like different games going on, different levels, like intermediate.
I've heard
one's called
about
like
this.
paddle wagon or something.
Yeah,
like which like we're just
paddle
having
wagon.
fun.
Yeah, I've heard
And then
about
there's
things like this.
advanced, beginner, and there's a court like right by me, and I'm like, you could just sign up for a spot, like, and there's so many games per day, and it's like $20 a spot, and they have the
And we
paddles,
could, like,
they have
be
the
the
nets,
team?
and I feel like, in my head I was like, well, would they let me and Chloe play together? I'm like, oh, it's not school, like, they
Yeah,
would be
like,
you two
just have
can't be
right-
together.
Yeah. Why the hell would you do that?
What?
Why the hell would anyone separate 2 people?
In school, if you got to get work done, I got separated from some people sometimes.
I got separated every fucking day.
because
of my
I was
life.
distracting them. No one could distract my ass from an A+.
Everyone could distract me.
Yeah,
I would have
distracted you, but then I would have given you all the answers.
Well, you would have gotten an A, and I would have been like,
You would have gotten a B+ because I would have given you answers when I could have, but
Yeah.
of course there would be times when I wouldn't have been able to.
B plus is fucking fantastic to me.
Yeah, that'll work for you.
That'll fucking work.
Yeah.
C plus, B minus, down for a B mine.
Down for a B mine.
Yeah.
Okay,
Okay, so I love this. We're gonna try and do that.
yeah, I think we have to try this. I was like, how come it took me an in real life discovery to realize that there's like a full blown pickleball, like not like association out there that you could
Right.
just like drop in like a workout class. I'm
Yeah.
like, that's amazing. That's
Yeah.
what I've been looking for. And it's summertime
Ooh,
and the city is pickling.
we're certainly pickling this summer.
So let's do it.
Let's get really
I just
fucking
wanted to tell you
good.
that. That was
Part 1 of what you wanted to tell me.
no, that was part all.
That was everything. That's all
you
you
were
had to
like,
tell me.
why don't you pickleball? I went, girl.
That was
Oh no,
cool.
I have a million other things to tell you.
Okay, so do I.
All right, you go because that
Okay.
was I just double served your ass with Nicole and pickle.
Yeah, you did double serve 001 because you're the first
0-0-1 because I'm
That's pickleball
No, I would say
counting.
2-0-1.
I don't think so.
I got 2 points, 2 serves.
But I hit you right back.
Doesn't matter. I got the point.
Okay. Okay, so here's what
Okay.
do you ever unfollow people on Instagram?
No.
I know. Okay.
Unless it's like I unfollowed someone recently, like within the past year, but that's how infrequently I do it.
Yeah.
Because it was someone we knew from college days who became like a Republican influencer. And I was like, I simply, like their video, it was like rage bait. I was like, I actually can't, I can't consume this anymore.
Ugh. Okay, listen to this, Em. So a lot of people I know go through their like unfollow people often.
Yeah,
like
I don't
that's like
do
they're
that.
cleaning out of like I don't need to know this person. I would never think to seek someone out to unfollow them. The only reason I would ever unfollow someone, truthfully, is if it's about politics and you're like a Trump supporter. You know what I mean?
Right.
There's nothing else that you would do that would make me like feel like I need to unfollow you, like with your life or whatever. It would only be politics related.
Yeah.
Whereas so many people they're like, I unfollowed this person on Instagram, or like they unfollowed me. Like that's hard for me to follow.
Hey,
But also like
Sunset Boulevard.
I wish we.
John's version is California Pizza Kitchen.
I love CPK.
Yeah.
Oh, sweetie, you wanted to share that with the class?
Yeah, that's
Aw.
his version.
Shoes on the couch. Never take your shoes off.
Not in this house. So with unfollowing, I actually think that it's the people in my life that I followed. Like when I worked at a coffee shop,
Yeah.
there was like a couple, the turnover's crazy in those establishments. And so I'm
Totally,
meeting
man.
people, they're working 2 shifts, they're quitting. But we followed each other during that time. And those are like the people I followed and like actually we really don't know each other, but they're not like a celebrity. I'm like, those are my most fun follows. 'Cause, like,
Totally.
I love keeping up with
It's like Facebook.
those people. Yeah.
Instagram
I'm
is
like,
now Facebook.
and good for you. You got a master's.
Exactly. They're
Like-
all getting masters these days.
Yeah.
Or babies.
Or babies. Or they transition. And I'm like,
Yes, that as
wouldn't have
well.
known.
Or they're Republicans now.
Totally. There's people.
Unfollow.
Everybody changes.
Yeah, some for the worst.
Totally.
Okay.
So are
Okay.
you all in on the TikTok? Are you on WLW TikTok?
WLW TikTok.
Women who love women?
I am not.
Like, are you not on like bi lesbian TikTok? I feel like you would be. Like every girl in the world is. It feels to me, but maybe it's because that's my feed.
Yeah, I don't think I haven't been on TikTok in so long because I'm
Why?
distracted because I'm
Because you're dating, and
I
you're
haven't
having
read
fun.
I haven't read a motherfucking book in like 3 weeks since I've started seeing this guy.
Girl, you
I
are
know.
about to lose our challenge.
No, I won't.
You are losing
No, I
your
won't.
challenge because, girl, I have really picked up steam and I am flying through my current
I
book.
know you are, but what am I?
I knew you were gonna say that.
My dad always used to say that to me just to piss me off.
Yeah, that's
he
one of those
also
that
used to
pisses
say,
me off.
"You scratch my back, I scratch yours."
That's a good one.
He always used to say that to me because he did everything for me and I did literally nothing for him. And then he would make me feel guilty.
Right.
And now I feel guilty.
Yeah, that you didn't scratch his back
Enough.
enough.
Period.
You ever use a back scratcher?
Great,
Those things
great,
are
great
awesome.
tool.
And speaking about it, Taunt, I want to order one.
Don't do
Because
that.
I go, why don't I have a back scratcher?
You do
I used to go
not-
in my parents' room. That's so one of those things that I've forgotten about until you just said
Like
it.
when you pull-
I used to open their drawer and go like,
You have a back scratcher. What do you use that one?
yeah, he's picky. Not picky. He's
He's hard to.
there's rations.
Yeah, there's rations.
I don't always get a good back rub.
Okay. What did the hell?
TikTok.
Yes. Women loving women.
Are you in on the whole JoJo Siwa
Janelle?
Fletcher stuff? What?
Janelle Siwa?
Is that her name?
Yeah.
Her name's Janelle? Did she change it?
I don't think so.
She
but
wants to
you
go by
mean-
Janelle now?
I saw something along those lines. Are we talking about her and
Her boyfriend.
Chris?
Yeah.
Is that his name?
Yeah, I guess. I'm not talking about specifically them or specifically Fletcher, even though I did specifically name those two people.
What's Fletcher doing now?
But dating a boy.
And who's Billie Eilish dating? Nat Wolf.
Really? I love that.
Do you guys know that?
If that's not love, then what is... Girl.
That's my Raya song.
That was... Is it really?
Yeah.
That's great.
That's the best song I've ever
that's the
heard.
best song
The
ever.
Naked Brothers Band is
Billie
the best
Eilish
ever.
and Nat Wolf. That's fun.
Yeah, so all the lesbians are now with men.
Yes, and also there's one other person who's now with... Chapel's dating a guy. So I was
feel
just...
like this is not a safe space for me to have an opinion here.
Why?
Because I'm like,
You're an ally, are you not?
I am an ally. I am.
But...
But I hate the gays.
I
I am very...
don't have to like them to be an ally.
That's funny. Exactly. Exactly. That part. I am just a little bit, everyone do whatever you fucking want.
Yeah.
But it's so funny because like Chapel is known for being like, fuck men, love women. And now it's like, everyone's like,
Yeah.
well, I can do whatever I want. I bet she's
Yeah.
going to be like, I'm damned if I do, I'm damned if I don't. It's like, so just like own it.
Yeah.
You love men too. And that's okay. Mm-hmm. You can love men too. We're judging you a little bit because you came in so motherfucking hot and heavy about how much you fucking hate men. But it's okay. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You don't want to talk about it.
No, I brought it up. Of course I do.
Okay.
Yeah, it's interesting to me. I feel like in the future, it'll make a little more sense, like looking back. Because the thing that bumps me, which I don't know, chicken or the egg, it's like we are under like fascism vibes. And now all these queer artists are dating men, which I'm like, chicken or the egg? Did they all just happen to date men during like post-election? Or is the temperature in the country right now kind of making their biases a little scared and I'm feeling a little less gay?
I don't feel like these people would ever, the ones in which we've named so far, I don't feel like they would be threatened by that. I feel like they're going to stand their ground and say it with their chest.
Right, but I guess it is like
You mean like
all the ones we just named.
subconsciously?
Yeah, I'm like, is it? It's not like they're going, oh shit, I better date a guy. I'm going, is the subconscious temperature change affecting them and their dating preferences? It's also like the other way I feel about it is I'm like, when you're an artist and you're really and you've got a lot of fans, I'm like. I mean, you could really have an opinion either way, but like, I think if you're a queer artist, a lot of that queerness is going to be played into your art and your marketing because it's not main. It's like not the main thing. It's like, yeah. It's like it's a label because whether you put it on yourself or the world puts it on you,
right?
You're
and you're
labeled
leaning,
as
you
that,
lean into that,
and you lean into it. And then I think when you do something that's not that, it disappoints people. It's which like makes sense because you probably for your artistry and for marketing and to make money and to grow had to lean into some of those aspects. And then if you make a change in your life, what do you do when you've like gathered this niche? Or maybe not, like you've gathered,
right? Like that's your brand is
part
that,
of your
and now
branding.
you're going off brand. Yeah,
and
of course.
I'm so someone, and this is like the message of my show. I'm like, I don't know what I'm gonna be like in 5 years. I don't know who knows what I'm gonna want to be doing. Who knows what I'm gonna be saying. I feel like I have shape shifted so many times
completely
that I have empathy for people who,
things
change.
Are these people getting? Have you noticed that? Like, has Fletcher posted something and
She released a single called "Boy," and it's like I'm dating a boy.
Okay,
and there's a whole. So that was her way of hinting at it. And there's like my whole TikTok is just like people's takes, and I've seen like both sides of it.
Okay.
Like I've seen like lesbians who are really upset with her of like you like the take being that you like really had a very you had graphic music about like lesbian. It was very sexual and graphic.
Right.
And this new song feels like I've actually found myself and settled into like the idea being that like. Her lesbianism was just a phase and women should only be desired in a gay way sexually. And then the other side of it is like she's always been bi. People are allowed to change. This is the thing bi people fear is like if they are dating a girl and then they go to a guy, you're never not going to get shit for it.
Right, because it will always be labeled as a phase. And that's a negative connotation.
And that's why I think that's where the jokes come from of like, can I even say I'm bi if you're dating a guy?
Right.
Which I say and believe in.
Totally.
But
I think I'm guilty of in prior, like now I feel more educated on like the scenario of like people who are bi.
Like looking at penis versus like a vagina.
Yeah, totally, like pussy or cock. But it's also like I feel like I have been judgmental of people who have said bi. Like if you're then you marry a man. I'm like, all right, so then you liked. Like, I would never call myself bi. I know we've talked about this many times, but I've been attracted to women before.
Right.
And I've hooked up with women before.
Yeah.
And
but like as a joke.
No, I've been like horny to hook up with a woman before.
Oh.
Like, I didn't hook up bleep the name.
Yeah. Yeah, you sound a little bi.
No, but I wouldn't.
Bi, but
I've like
attracted to women
Yeah, I wouldn't label myself as bi. Like,
I know what
if
you
I was
mean.
attracted to someone and I was turned on by this, like I hooked up with more than once.
But do you think that that's because you don't like the idea of being labeled as bi? Because I certainly have a feeling of that.
Maybe. I think maybe,
I also
especially.
don't think you're bi.
I'm not bi at all.
You're like
I'm
obsessed with boys.
I'm obsessed with boys.
Yeah,
And
I've never been obsessed with boys.
and-
It's like hooking up with girls and you think they're hot.
Yeah. Can I have that? Why do you guys have to label me? Or you don't want to label me, but you don't want me to hook up.
I think you and how cool you are would do great things for the bi community.
Cool. So you'd be happy to have me?
I haven't made it cool yet, that's for sure.
Well, it's too late, honey.
Yeah, because my
Well-
whole thing right now is like milky, milky wife,
Yeah.
milky, milky
Maybe
marriage.
I should just like date some women before I settle down.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, that's the thing they shit on us for.
With a woman, I meant settle down,
Settle
with,
down
a
with a woman.
woman.
Yeah,
Play
yeah,
with
yeah.
some girls and find a woman.
Yeah. I find that being bi to me is like I like do identify with it. Like I don't identify with because every straight girl I know is like like they like love boys.
Right,
And
but-
I've never like
But here's the
I've
thing.
never been like boys.
yeah.
Ever.
I remember. I have
Never
this-
shaved before a 1D concert. It was just
Yeah.
never me.
Well, that's weird. Because
I
we
like
all did.
person.
Yeah. I can understand that. I could totally understand that.
But I love cock.
Yeah, totally different. I freshman year, no, 8th grade, graduating into freshman year, I made out with. I got drunk for the first time.
What?
Stop it! I know it's crazy. I got drunk for the first time. And
I think that was when I got drunk for the first time.
really,
Yeah.
that'd be cute for us if we were together.
Actually, no, it was freshman year, the first month of school, and I remember so vividly the song when I realized this is what drunk feels like was popping bottles in the
Yeah,
ice.
G6 was definitely playing
like
for
a
me.
blizzard.
Yeah.
And I was like,
You were-
life is fucking crazy.
We were getting slizzard.
Yeah, I was getting slizzard.
I remember
slizzard.
we drank at a friend's house, and my friend's cousins were there. And me and this girl got really drunk. This was before I started throwing up because it was one of those nights.
Yeah.
And we went into a room and we made out. And I remember climbing on top of her, like straddling her and being like, this is so crazy. Like, but being like obsessed
Chloe.
with it. And then wait, get that. Do you know
You're
this?
bi.
Do you know this story?
No.
And I remember being like, that's that's a secret I'm taking to the grave.
Really?
Yeah. I thought I was so like, there was so much shame in that.
Wow.
And then now I tell everyone every time I see it, and actually this girl.
Oh my God. Bleep, bleep, bleep,
Yeah,
bleep city.
We always laugh because we're like, oh my God, what were we doing? That was
Yeah.
like my first makeout was with this girl.
Well, my
And-
God, what were we doing? It,
Yeah.
to me sounds like buried down. You've buried down your sexuality.
Yeah. So now it's all coming to a head, if you will.
Yeah.
And
You will.
Okay.
That's so interesting. I can't believe you're bi.
Well, I'm not.
Well, you are a little bit.
No, but you are like number one of like, you're not bi. And I'm like, I'm not bi.
What?
I feel like you remember when
I am. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
yeah. Your energy is not at
no,
all.
I'm very much like,
And that's cool of you that you're like, but yeah.
but I'd also
But
like,
yeah.
ew, do I sound like that?
No, I made you sound like that
Okay,
in my
don't.
retelling.
Hey, don't. Hey, don't.
And actually don't. Other people I wanted to talk about, unless you have something.
No, go ahead. I'm kind of
I feel
having
like
fun
I am
here.
just like-
I'm having a lot of fun here. Yeah, keep serving me a little bit.
I would say the score right now is 3-0-1.
I don't know. I think I came back pretty hot and heavy with that one.
I have Marianne's voice in my head from that pickleball clip from years ago when I was like,
Get on the court.
playing on the court, and she goes 9-8-1. That was the score. 9-8-1.
I don't remember
And that's
that.
exactly how she says it. It's a really good impression. None of you will ever see
You
the
should like
clip.
put it in it.
9-8-1.
Put the clip in.
Oh yeah, I could.
Had a good game today. We're playing pickleball, playing 11.
9-8-1. She was like running while she did it, so I'm trying to get that shake
Is
in
she
there.
in the video?
She's right out of frame. I think her back, her shoulders in it for a
let's put
second.
it in for sure.
Yeah,
981.
I should find it. 9-8-1.
981.
9-8-1. 9-8-1. I'm trying to imitate bouncing in the air.
981.
Yeah.
All right, stop. Enough. Say it.
981. Sunset Boulevard, taunt. Okay, so
Taunt is so stupid.
so
It's time for
Wait, set that up better. Okay, should we do our segments?
I'd love to just cut you off with that.
What?
I feel so powerful.
You want to cut me off with the intro to the segment?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I already did.
Well, you got to
It's
do it
time
again.
for...
Hot girls, hot takes.
What's your hot take?
I think you can be friends with your ex for a long time. Even when you get into a new relationship, it's okay. If it was okay, you're already shaking your head. I think, here's my hot take. You can continue to have a conversation and a friendship with your ex until the new person says no. I think that...
But I'm like, don't put the new person in the position to have to say no.
Right. But here's I think that you have a conversation if you're like, I'm still friends with my ex. If that person is like, I don't like that, then it's over. Then you need to stop. Don't do it secretly by all means. But I don't think that an ex is a problem or a threat. I'm with you now. I don't see your ex anywhere. I'm fine with it.
I guess it depends on the context of the relationship. Like if it was like clearly like a relationship that fizzled out and like if it, or it depends on the breakup. Like if you broke up if it was a bad breakup, no. If it was a lot of on and off again, no.
No, yeah, I can understand that.
If you guys kind of like, because you've had some breakups that were pretty amicable.
Totally.
And if that's the case, I'm like, all right, yeah, it's okay.
I think that I think it's not good for like the mental, I understand that it's not really like good and clean to go into a new relationship having a friendship with an ex. Like I get that, but I don't think no harm, no foul. I kind of am like...
But you're really kind of putting on the other person, you're expecting them to have a lot of trust in you and they don't even know you.
That's true.
So why would you put them, like early on, I would think you're like dampening some of your vibes with this new person, some of your amazing vibes with this new person.
Some of your what kind of vibes?
Sunset Boulevard.
Taunt.
With this new person. If you're like immediately like, oh, and by the way, I'm still friends with my ex. I'd be like, ew.
Yeah, I can understand the ew.
If he did that shit to me, I'd be like, no,
I can understand the ew. And I think I personally, and you might disagree, but I think you maybe you agree with me because you know me. I don't care.
Of course you don't. No, of course you don't.
Wait, what? What's that?
It just depends on the situation. But in my opinion, like 9 times out of 10, it's like, stop being friends with your ex.
Yeah.
You dated.
Do you think men and women can be friends?
I think men and women can be friends, but men and women who already dated, again, I guess it depends on the breakup. I would just not, when you're going into a new relationship.
I'm not.
And
by the way, everyone, I'm not. I'm just saying that I'm okay with it. Yeah.
It's okay. Is this your subtle messaging? It's okay if you're still friends with your ex.
Blink twice. No, I have a friend at work who just got out of a relationship with her boyfriend, and they are continuing to be friends. And a lot of people in the office are like, you have to stop talking to him. And I'm kind of like, do whatever you fucking want.
I can barely be friends. I feel like I feel weird around people I slept with and didn't even date.
Right, not me. I'm like, if you're inside me, you're with the gang.
Yeah, you're just one of my pals now.
Yeah, you're my buddy.
Different strokes. I think if it just depends on the partner you're with, and you got to go off their vibe. And I definitely would not come in hot letting them know.
Totally, fair
that
enough.
You're still friends.
Okay.
With your ex.
Just so everyone is clear here, I'm not friends with. I am friends with some of my exes.
Yeah,
but I'm not talking to an ex in this moment, considering I want good energy going into whatever I may be going into.
Totally, and I respect that. And I did do my fun voice, but you got a little too nervous that you were coming off a certain way, so you didn't hear it.
Yeah, I just didn't want anyone to think I'm a whore.
You're not a whore. That wouldn't make you a whore.
No,
that
was the wrong word. Like
that would make you toxic.
Ew.
You'd be fucking toxic.
I'm like literally many things, but not that.
Yeah, totally. Girl.
Okay, do it and do the voice then too.
I was like, you're not going to be friends with your ex.
I did miss it.
I'm not going to read my book before bed. If I want to read my book, I'm not going to do it before bed. I'm going to forget every word.
I actually think that might be my favorite new Emily voice.
Really? Of all of them?
Yeah. Yeah, I know. I think I like this more.
It kind of is.
It's
a gay mommy. Like, this is mommy.
Yeah, it's the mommy voice. The mommy shit really gets me. That actually gets me.
Don't do that to your mommy.
All right, Emily.
I'm not going to read a book before bed.
Duh. Okay, what's your hot take?
Here's my hot take, y'all. I think guys who bring in a guitar at a party are cool and freaking awesome. Freaking awesome. And let's get a little more in the state of the world that we're in. If someone can pick up a guitar and play a great song, let's give them a little respect, babe.
No.
Just a little bit.
No,
Why not?
save that at home or save that for the stage.
How much hate do you have in your heart that you're like, ugh, a guy with a talent?
Because no, it's not about the guy with the talent. It's about the vibes. And the vibes are not, when you're at a party with your friends, it's not just sit down and watch someone play the fucking guitar.
At a party, yes. On a date, no.
Absolutely not.
See, because the stereotype with girls is like they get home on a Hinge date and he's like,
Do you want to hear a
wish
song?
you would step back from that ledge, my friend.
Again, no.
From that ledge, my friend. But I think if you're at a party, someone whips out a guitar
No way.
and they take requests. Come on.
God, you want to know
That's
what
time and a half.
I want to go home.
That's having a time and a half. Why do you want to go home?
I don't want to be there.
I don't believe you.
Yeah, I don't want to be there. I really don't.
I don't believe you.
I really don't.
I feel like we've taken out a guitar while you've been around.
And I didn't like it probably. You know it. You know I don't like music sing-alongs when it's not appropriate.
Well, so what do you want to do? Like talk about the news at your party? What are you doing at your parties?
I'm hanging out.
Talking about work and the news?
I'm being so fucking normal, and that's not normal.
But every party needs levels.
And I want that level.
And you need
under.
to upgrade every couple hours
But
and
that's-
change the vibe up if you want it to still be fun.
You know
and I
what-
think if a guy or a girl,
Never a girl.
it's never a girl. That is the thing. You do know it's not that cool if a girl hath never done it. Because she's like, I'm not going to fucking...
Yeah, I'm not going to bring my fucking
out my
guitar at this party where
guitar.
everyone's talking and having a good time.
But for what it's worth, I don't think I've ever been at a party when a guitar has been brought out and I've been like, ugh.
Oh, I have. Oh, I certainly
Really?
have. I so much to say this. If you sit down on the piano, I'm all in. But if you bring out a guitar, I'm like, okay, Oasis, go back to London.
You know, piano is a lot more fun, isn't it?
Because you're all sitting around the
we
piano.
all gather round.
Versus the guitar, it's like
It's like we're all looking
put
at
it
him.
away.
I don't want to look at him. I want to look at his hands on the keys.
Yeah, I want to look at his
him,
fingers.
not her.
Never her. Okay, I like that.
Well, that
I like
was my hot take. All right,
Okay.
keep talking.
No.
It's time for.
What are you reading? What are you reading? What are you reading?
Idiot.
Okay, what are you reading, idiot?
You go first, idiot.
Stupid fucking idiot. Why?
You
Because
go
you're not reading?
I'm not.
Girl, she's fucking.
It's like I get
She's
laid.
not reading because she's
I get laid once and I stop reading.
totally. Is that you? You were just lonely.
Aw. Do you think? Do you think?
You were reading before bad because you weren't getting deck.
Do you think that? Because
don't
now I
know.
kind of feel like
Maybe.
that adds up.
Yeah, well, you're like seeing someone right now, so you're like always doing something.
So like before bed, I'm like not reading.
You're banging before bed.
yeah, and after.
You're
What?
not reading before and after bed. That's true. You having morning sex?
Yeah, but also
That's great.
Yeah, I'm having sex nonstop.
That's awesome.
In fact, there's someone inside me
Right now. Ladies and gentlemen,
Her.
her. It's a girl, you're
It's a
fine. Sunset Boulevard.
Okay.
My
What are you reading?
No, what the hell? Pull something up. Pull something out of your wagon.
I don't want to lie.
Wow. Chloe with In Love is different.
It's different.
She's starting to tell the truth.
Everything's changed
Sorry
now.
to say In Love. I didn't mean to say that.
I'm not in love.
If
Ugh.
you're listening, Guy. I
I'm
won't even
not
say his
in
name.
love.
Guy, if you're listening, she's
Or
not in
girl.
love with you.
Or girl. I'm not in love, but I'm certainly having
Dating.
fun. And that means I'm not reading, idiot.
Yeah,
but
you're like a cool girl
I need
again.
to like start reading again.
Well, pull something out of your wagon hole.
That's what I don't want to pull out of my hole. I don't want to pull out a book from my hole right now.
Why not? This is our segment. This is
read
our segment.
The Bible.
Say Good Night Moon.
Good Night Moon. I
Oh,
read
God.
the last book that I read, dead ass,
Was?
was Minnie and Moo Go Dancing.
What? Sounds like Bluey.
It's not Bluey.
Sounds like a kid's TV
it's
show.
not Bluey.
Minnie and Moo Go Dancing. What was it about?
It's about
Minnie and Moo Go Dancing?
Two cows. They live on the farm.
Are you kidding?
No, I'm dead serious.
This
Can
is
I
not a
tell
bit?
you? No, there's not a bit. Can I tell you about it?
Yeah, it's a real book.
Yeah, Minnie
Is it a
Moo-
children's book?
I mean, I read it recently. Emily, seriously, let me say it.
Okay, sure.
It's
a
about
children's
two
book.
cows that live on a farm. And one night they decide the owners of the farm are having a party.
Okay.
So they decide to go into the farmhouse, the barn, and go through some trunks because the cows want to get dressed because they want to attend the party.
Okay.
And they
Oh, God, I don't care.
really?
Yeah.
You think I give a fuck about Democracy Awakening?
No, but it's a lot more interesting than moo till the cows come home. What the fuck are you talking about? You're really actually on our podcast explaining a children's book to me? That is a low blow, even for you, Chloe. Tell me about a real book, bitch.
That's my favorite
You
children's
can't
book.
only read Death at the Lake and moo moo goes the cow. Pull some weight here.
Okay.
You got to go back in your Goodreads?
Yeah.
All right, go ahead. I'll wait.
on.
Wait.
Hold on.
Wait. No.
Okay, I read
Oh,
Akatar, A Court of Thorns and Roses.
okay.
Have
yesterday.
Have I told you about it?
Yeah, probably, but like the world already knows about that shit.
So then I'm not even gonna fucking do this segment anymore. How
You
about
know
this,
what?
Em? How about
Hold
this,
on.
Em? How about this,
I'm putting
Em?
the toothpaste back in the container and sure it's not going to be as neat as before it came out, but I'm sorry. I shouldn't have cut you off. You were actually telling me about a real book. Explain it.
Minnie and Moo?
No. Avatar. What was it? Akatar?
Akatar, A Court of Thorns and Roses.
That's like
to be
smut,
honest,
right?
it's smut.
Hot.
What is
I
smut?
was at a smut bookstore recently.
I love. What does smut stand for?
Like girl
Sexual
porn.
girls.
Porn. Like dirty book.
Smut.
Smut.
It is smut.
Yeah,
It wasn't
dirty
smut. Everyone said it was super smut. It wasn't as smut as I
Romantasy.
thought it would be. I don't really care about my books because I don't really stand behind it, and I hate the segment. And,
And
then
you're
you know
banging
what?
now, so-
I quit.
Whoa. Chloe quits reading.
No.
Chloe quits reading. Remember how you were like tap
Gets-
tapping on that Kindle?
Gets
You're not
laid
gonna
once,
beat me,
stops
bitch.
reading. No, I'll get fucked and I'll still beat you.
No, you won't.
How about that?
501-981. Okay.
981.
My turn.
Wait. 981. Okay. What are you reading, idiot?
I am
How many
reading.
books have you read?
Well, I have so many
God.
that I am good for the next few episodes because I've really read a bunch recently. So the next book I read after Atavists, Fahrenheit 451.
Hated that book.
Did you?
Hated that book.
It was not prescribed to me in high school. I don't know why.
It wasn't? That's so fucking
No.
funny that you said that. That's really
Prescribed?
funny. That's
Thanks.
really funny.
Yeah, they
They prescribed that to me like
they didn't
want
want to give my Republican ass any
Fourth
ideas.
grade, fifth grade, sixth grade.
Really?
Sophomore year?
Yeah, I don't recall even spark noting that shit.
Damn, dude. Tell me
but
what you thought.
I feel like I'm like, do you ever get anxiety of like, I'm never going to be able to read all the books? There's all the books out there and I'm never going to be able to read them all.
I feel that way about movies. That's why I don't watch them because I'm like, it will
Movies,
take
you
me
could
too long.
watch them all. You could watch them all. It's an hour. It's an hour of your life. Books are hours of your life.
Whoa.
And it's like, I get so anxious.
There's no movie that's an hour.
An hour and a half.
How about this, sweetie?
I've never read a book in an hour and a half. Maybe Moog till the cows go home.
No, and you're never going to read that fucking book. 'cause
No
guess
shit,
what?
bitch.
They
I'm
don't-
throwing that shit in the garbage.
Minnie and
It's on
Moo
my
don't-
banned list. I banned it from my personal library.
Emily, it was my favorite book growing up. My mom read it to me every night.
Oh, is that what Two Nuts in the Nut Isle is based on?
No.
So I'm reading this. So Fahrenheit 451. It's very Orwellian. Like I've read 1984, and I actually read like in high school, and then I read it again.
Yeah.
Recently in the past few
Yeah.
years. But Fahrenheit 451. It was very. I like reading.
Bum, ba-dum, bum, 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 bum.
I like reading.
918.
981.
That's
Dyscalculus.
yeah, there you go.
I have been enjoying reading books. And when I say S on the end, I mean one that were written a long time ago. Like I have to re-rent it from the library because my time expired before I finished it. But
What happens if you go above time?
They eventually, allegedly, you get fees, but I haven't been charged once, and I've been late a lot. So I don't know. They say you get a fee, but they haven't charged me.
What about if they do?
That was a scary noise.
What if they do it? Wait, on my Libby, if it's from my Kindle, will they just will they just take it from
maybe
me?
they just snatch it back. Oh, but you can go on airplane mode. Katie Higgins taught me that hack. If you have a Kindle, go on airplane mode before, because then if it's offline, it's not going to know. It has to return it.
I don't like that rule.
As a liar, I would think you would have.
I don't. Excuse me. I stopped lying because I'm getting
Because
laid.
you're getting laid.
A
Fahrenheit.
lot has changed.
I like reading books that were written a long time ago because it's very cool to see messages still land, even though it was from so long ago.
Yeah, you do love that. I know that about you.
And David Copperfield is from the 1800s.
Like, how do you even know how to write a book then?
Totally, you'd think, but like they were writing declarations of stuff.
Like
a
independence?
lot. Yeah. So they really knew how to write then. Today it's more like, I come
Smut.
downstairs, I turn on the coffee.
My husband
I don't
hits
even
me.
care. Dale's gone. Haven't seen him in months.
The last time he hit me,
Care. Yeah,
changed who I
exactly.
was.
So if anything, 1850s, they were like, the candle was lit and Auntie was there. Let's go down to the town. And it's much more eloquent than that, of course.
Well, sometimes it isn't.
Right.
As if Minnie and Moo were dancing.
Right. Charles Dickens wrote David Copperfield. And what's cool about reading books from a long time ago is like, it's not like now when you watch a period piece of a movie, you're like, wow, how did they do that without iPhones? How
Right.
did they film it with all the old cars? But when you read a book that was literally written before any of that shit existed, you go, they actually didn't even know what they were missing. Therefore, there's no talk of plugging something in because they can't. They don't even know what that means. And that's really cool.
Do you feel like you're in on something that they're not in on when you're reading it, or can you?
No,
do you
I
meet
feel
them where they are?
I feel a sense of what was
Camaraderie.
that Portuguese word, John? Serato from that Anthony Bourdain show. Sodato. Oh, there's a word. I was thinking of Sonder. It's not Sonder. There's a word for like a yearning, but it's not negative. It's not like I'm so sodata.
Soldada.
Sondata or sodata?
And the
Soldada.
etymology is what?
It means it's a Portuguese word, and apparently it's like hard to translate to English because it's so complex of a word and a feeling. But it's like the feeling of like yearning and longing for something you don't have and will never have, and you're not sad that you don't have it, but you're like dreaming of like
Okay.
The way I would describe it, if it was my word, it's like walking,
Take ownership.
walking past like windows into apartments at night and looking in of like. Looking at their life.
Yeah.
That's so dotted to me of like, I don't want your life.
Yeah, but I do sometimes.
But I want to be there right now with you. You know? It's like
it's like
that
FOMO
kind of
without having FOMO.
Exactly. And when I read these old books of like when they only had candlelight, I'm like, and maybe I think they only had candlelight when he wrote David Copperfield.
What,
I don't think
1800s?
yeah, I don't think the bulb, Edison, I don't think he had made that bulb
I knew
yet.
it was Edison, you know.
Okay. And it's I get a sense of Sodato when I'm reading that because I'm like, I wish I only had candlelight sometimes.
Yeah, but we have so many other
So
things.
anyway, Fahrenheit 451, I read it. It was spooky and a good quick read and a good scary to read right now, but it's basically about this like authoritarian society where like nobody's allowed to like not have the TV on ever. You can't read books. Oh, the whole thing is books.
Mm-hmm.
They burn the books. They've been burning books, and the fireman, the main character's a fireman, and he burns all the books in society so that people like forget about
So scary.
anything ever. And
That
it's an
book used to
authoritative-
scare. I hated it. It scared me so much.
Yeah, it's a scary book, but I think it's important to read stuff like that because, and there's so many quotes in there. I took pictures of the pages, and I never go back and read them,
No.
but I just like to believe I will.
Right.
Of like stuff of like people always have history to look at, and yet they choose to never learn from it. And I'm like, aren't we stupid? And in the book, they're like one day, like when he gets out of the town and he's with those like professor guys
Yeah.
walking on the trail on the train tracks, they're like, one day man will finally learn from his own mistakes, but we're not there yet. And it's like, oh
Beautiful.
fuck, this book was from the 60s and we're still not there yet.
The 60s.
Yeah.
1860s.
No, 1950s or 60s, Fahrenheit 451.
Oh, right. Okay, totally.
I'm talking about Fahrenheit 451.
Right.
And one day I'll finish David Copperfield, but I haven't yet.
Okay.
So that's what I'm reading, idiot.
Awesome, idiot.
And I'm so happy you're getting laid.
Thanks, me too. Me and you both, sister. I hope you're getting laid too.
I am.
Always, because you're married.
I'm married now.
Sick.
It's pretty awesome. I will have my anniversary passed by the time this
Oh,
comes
happy
out.
anniversary, Em.
Thanks. It was last week. Okay, girl. I love you, Chloe.
I love you, Em.
Thanks for listening to All Body, No Brain.
Whether you're just cleaning your apartment, slaying at the gym, or strutting these city streets, we are always grateful for your ears.
Be sure to rate, review, and subscribe. And please subscribe to our YouTube.
We know how 2008 that sounds, but seriously, you guys, subscribe to our YouTube.
And tell a friend, too. Lilas.
What?
Love you like a sister.
I'm kidding, Em. I know what Lilas means now. Lilas!
all body, all body, no legs, no legs, all body, no legs, no legs, all body, no legs, no legs, no legs.